Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm continuing my Mars through the houses in Synastry series. In this video we're going to talk about Mars falling into the second house in Synastry. So if your Mars is falling into someone's second house or their Mars is falling into your second house, how does this feel? So this one is interesting. Well, they're all interesting. So this overlay tends to create a kind of possessive response in the Mars person. It can sometimes show that the Mars person wants to hold on tight or possess or have ownership in some way over the house person. And with all of the Earth houses, so the second, the sixth, and the 10th, you can sometimes see a relationship that is sort of unequal, where, we have these situations of one person is maybe taking from the other more than they're giving, or someone is feeling used or actually being used in some way. So on a more negative level, Mars in the second house overlay can show this sort of dynamic. But usually it's not going to be unhealthy. It doesn't have to be unhealthy, but that can manifest with the second house, especially Mars in the second house. Other planets in the second house doesn't always go like that, but when it's Mars, it's a little bit of an uncomfortable. So with Mars being the traditional ruler of Scorpio and the 8th house, Mars in the second house is a bit of an uncomfortable energy where sometimes the Mars person can be a bit off-put or even like jealous of the house person, or vice versa, that the house person can feel a little bit just pissed off at the Mars person. It's interesting what manifests here. In a regularly healthy relationship with good synastry otherwise, it can really show that both people become a lot more clear on what they value, what's really important to them, and they kind of get they get the fire lit under them to really think about that. It can also bring up issues around finances and what you own and the type of, financial issues that you may or may not have. The Mars person can really bring that up in the house person, where either it can make them more motivated to actually acquire more or feel more solid in that area. So those are kind of like some of the physical manifestations. You could also work together well with this. You could actually be like business partners, or if you're a couple, you could have a business together and you could actually work on something financial together. Or if you are a couple, you do tend to focus on money. That's not something that you hide or that you don't talk about with this overlay. That's going to be something that's actually a big part of this, especially when it's Mars coming into someone's second house. They're really getting you to think about your finances, your possessions, what you own, what you value. So you can really come into a more solid, steady place in your life when you have this overlay, and you're kind of forced to, actually. So if you're not ready to look at that, you might not like this overlay, because it does get you to go there and think about these things. And you have to think of like the sign that it's coming through as well. That's kind of the energy that's going to be brought up. But it can show that in this couple or in this relationship, there is a focus on money and earning it and, acquiring wealth in some way. So this could be a position of like a power couple who, they're focused on money, but they're good at earning it. And they're like, the boss alpha kind of couple as far as that goes. Now, the other interesting thing about it, and it's different than I just did Mars in the first house, and I talked about how sexual that was, but this is actually a very sexual overlay for Mars. Almost, it's up there with the others. And, I might have missed that before when I was talking about the house overlays of Mars and which ones create the most sexual feeling. Now, this one definitely creates a sexual feeling as well, because the Mars person can feel like they just want to hold on and grab onto and possess the house person. So it's not really a casual feeling. It's more of like an ownership. They, on some unconscious level, like, because sometimes Mars is just our primal instinct, we're not really thinking about how our Mars is operating. It just kind of is how we act, and it's our sexual response. So the Mars person can really want to like pounce on or like jump on the house person, and usually the house person can feel that energy, and they like that too. They like being lit up like in that way, or sometimes it could be maybe a bit uncomfortable if they're not in the same mood, but it definitely does create a lot of sexual tension and feelings. But it's different than like, fifth house fun romantic sex. It's more like when someone brings up that desire in you to really just want to possess someone, like, you're mine kind of thing, right? Like Taurus style love and sex is that type of possession, conquest, that you really want to have someone, right? So Mars being a more selfish planet coming in the sixth house, or sorry, not the sixth house, the second house, can sometimes bring that up, that more selfish nature where, yeah, you're just wanting to own someone. So that's kind of where the sexual energy comes in. Now, in some cases, it could be like this relationship could have financial undertones where, one person is actively seeking the other person's money. So it could also show that kind of thing. So like I said at the beginning, unequal relationships where someone is taking can sometimes show up with this overlay. But you have to look at the people, and you got to look at, the whole synastry, what else is going on, because just this one thing isn't going to show that. But this Mars in the second overlay can sometimes show that one person feels like they gave a lot to this person and the other person just took it, and they didn't feel like there was a repayment, or it can be sort of like a prostitution energy in a way with this one, but it doesn't have to be. Like I've had many relationships with this overlay, so you have to look at the state of the second house person's second house too, right? Because yeah, there could be many things going on here, but in some cases, the second house Mars overlay can show that kind of like transactional relationship. But on the good hand, like I said, you can really get a clearer sense of what you value. The Mars person is kind of bringing that up for the house person, where they really start to think about things in a deeper level, and gain a true sense of like solidness in life, get more clear on their finances and what's going on there. If they're, just trying to turn a blind eye to that, the Mars person really gets their focus back there. And so with this overlay, you can actually become stronger as an individual because of the energy being brought there. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, complex overlay. It can be very sexual and really really attractive if it's the right kind of person who likes the way this feels. So one person can end up being more of the dominant one, and one person more of the submissive one with this overlay. And if they're comfortable with that, then it's going to work out just fine. Okay, so yeah, I'd love to know your experience of this. How did it feel? And I'm doing your requests. This was requested, so let me know videos you want me to do, you guys, and I'll do them. And I do offer one-on-one sessions. My links are below. So thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.